and welcome to Downhill Demesne. Today we're just going to have a wander around the site and show you the sights and sounds that you can see during the winter. We'll also be looking at the arboretum and the rare and non-native trees that we have here. From there we're going to go down to the Black Glen, which is a man-made lake, and then we'll do a tour around the temple, the ruins and the mausoleum. Here in the Bishopsgate Garden, we decided we would clear back some of the overgrown undergrowth that was behind us, and we discovered this magnificent plant here, which is the rhododendron Sia Grande. And this was the inspiration for us to plant the rest of the rhododendrons that you can see on the right-hand side here. The arboretum is so called because it has lots of rare and non-native trees in it. Our particular arboretum has 20 rare and non-native trees that we've catalogued so far. There are more to discover, and that is what our gardener is currently working on as one of his projects in and around the garden. Headless George, as described, his head has never been found. He actually got blown off the mausoleum in the 1837 Great Wind, and his remains, so to speak, were found in the garden by the person who used to look after the garden here, which was a lady called Jan Eccles. Further down the garden here we have the Black Glen. You can walk down through to this gorgeous man-made lake made with the water that flows from the hills in Benevena. It was used by the Earl Bishop for sustainable fishing to keep the household and himself going through the winter months. And on a gorgeous day, as we have today, you can see all the way out to the North Atlantic, and if you're lucky, you'll see one of the trains going past from Castle Rock to Derry. This is the inside of the Mussenden Temple, built in around 1783 by the Earl Bishop and designed by the architect Michael Shanahan. It's based on the Temple of Vesta from Tivoli in Italy. It was originally built as a library for the Earl Bishop. The walls were lined with white lime, and the bookshelves sat in the alcoves that you can see around us. You'll also notice that there were alcoves around the top, and there's 8 in total where the marble busts that the Earl Bishop had acquired would stay. Currently, the inside of the temple isn't open to members of the public or visitors, but what you can do is come up and see the outside and marvel in the amazing views you get. Here we are inside the Earl Bishop's house. As you can see, it's now currently standing in ruins, but in its time it was an amazing place. The house was built around 1780 by the Earl Bishop on the designs of his architect, Michael Shanahan. The reason the Earl Bishop decided to build here was it was part of the diocese land for the Bishop of Derry, and so he decided this remote spot would be the ideal place for him to have his family home. We finish our journey here at the mausoleum. Not exactly a mausoleum because there is no body underneath it. However, it's always been known around here as the mausoleum, and it's dedicated to George, who was the 3rd Earl of Bristol and Frederick's brother. As you can see from the mausoleum, it's in a state of disrepair. It actually got blown over in what was known as the Great Wind of 1837, and the headless statue of George used to sit on top, surrounded by 12 columns and another stone dome on the top. I hope you've enjoyed a little tour around Downhill Demesne. We would like to thank you for your continued support throughout what has been a difficult year for everybody, and we look forward to seeing you over the winter and into the new year.